Welcome to Miss Scarlett. Subscribe and don't miss out on Patreon. Have fun! The gentle buzz of the air conditioner created a soothing backdrop as I stepped closer to the mirror's reflective surface, fine-tuning the delicate fabric of my new dress. Sunlight danced through the window, emphasizing the vibrant blooms adorning the garment. My sibling, Anna, stood close by, her gaze intense as she scrutinized my attire. With a swift motion and an air of authority, she directed me to pose in profile, her fingers gracefully pointing towards the imagined, perfect angle. I complied, pivoting slowly as the fabric swished around my legs. Perfect! Now give me a little twirl. I spun in a circle, feeling a rush of giddiness as the dress billowed out around me. It was a far cry from my usual attire of jeans and t-shirts, but there was something undeniably freeing about the flowing fabric and feminine silhouette. Anna clapped her hands together, a broad smile lighting up her face. Oh, this is going to be amazing! You look fabulous, Sam. I couldn't help but return her infectious grin. You think so? It doesn't look weird? Weird? Honey, you look stunning. Trust me, the internet is going to eat this up. I'd always admired Anna's effortless style and confidence. As kids, I'd watch in awe as she expertly applied makeup or put together outfits that looked like they belonged in a fashion magazine. Now, at 28, she'd parlayed that passion into a successful career as a fashion influencer, with millions of followers across various social media platforms. When she'd approached me about participating in her latest TikTok series, I'd been hesitant. The concept was simple. She wanted to showcase how the same outfits could look on different body types. But as her 30-year-old brother, I wasn't exactly her usual demographic. Are you sure about this? I'd asked when she first pitched the idea. I mean, won't your followers be expecting, women? Anna had waved away my concerns. That's the whole point. It's all about breaking down gender norms and showing that fashion is for everyone. Plus, we look so much alike. It'll be like seeing my outfits on a male version of me. They'll love it. I had to admit, she had a point about our resemblance. We shared the same dark hair, hazel eyes, and tall, slender build. More than once, we'd been mistaken for twins despite the 2-year age gap. Now, standing in her spacious walk-in closet, surrounded by racks of designer clothes, I felt a mix of nervousness and excitement. This was so far outside my comfort zone, but there was also a thrill to it. A chance to explore a side of myself I'd always kept hidden. Okay, let's get this show on the road, Anna announced, picking up her phone and switching to the camera. Remember, just be natural. Pretend the camera isn't even there. I nodded, taking a deep breath as she began recording. Following her cues, I walked across the room, did a few poses, and even attempted a playful wink at the camera. It felt awkward at first, but as we continued filming, I found myself relaxing and even enjoying the process. We spent the next few hours trying on various outfits, everything from casual streetwear to elegant evening gowns. With each new look, I felt a little more confident, a little more at ease in my own skin. This is gold! Anna exclaimed as we reviewed the footage. Seriously, Sam, you're a natural. Who knew my big brother was such a fashionista? I laughed, shaking my head. I think that title still belongs firmly to you, but this was actually kind of fun. See? I told you! She nudged me playfully. Now let's get this edited and posted. I have a feeling people are going to go crazy for this. Little did we know just how right she would be. The next morning, I woke to the insistent buzzing of my phone. Bleary-eyed, I fumbled for the device, expecting it to be my alarm. Instead, I found a barrage of notifications, texts from friends, Twitter mentions, and what seemed like hundreds of Instagram follow requests. Confused, I opened my messages to find a link from Anna. "OMG, look!" the text read, followed by a string of excited emojis. I clicked the link, which took me to her TikTok page. The video we'd filmed the day before had been posted late last night. I blinked in disbelief at the view count. It was already well over 1 million. The comments section was a flurry of activity. "Wait, does Anna have a twin brother we didn't know about? This is everything! We stan a gender non-conforming king!" "Okay, but why does he look better in that dress than I would?" My phone buzzed again with another message from Anna. "Call me ASAP!" Still in a daze, I dialed her number. She picked up on the first ring. "Can you believe this?" she squealed, not even bothering with a hello. "It's barely been 12 hours and the video's already gone viral. My follower count is through the roof." Wow, I managed, still struggling to process it all. I had no idea it would blow up like this. Neither did I, but people are loving it. They're calling you my secret twin and demanding more content with you. This could be huge for both of us. I hesitated, uncertainty creeping in. Both of us? Anna, I don't know. Oh, come on, Sam. Think about it. We could do a whole series. Sibling-style swap or something like that. It would be amazing. The enthusiasm in her voice was contagious, and I found myself considering it. Yesterday had been fun, after all, and seeing the positive response, the way people were embracing this challenge to traditional fashion norms, it was empowering. "All right," I said finally. "Let's do it." Anna's squeal of delight was so loud, I had to hold the phone away from my ear. "Yes! Oh, this is going to be epic! Come over this afternoon and we'll start planning." As I hung up the phone, a mix of emotions swirled through me. Excitement, nervousness, and a strange sense of liberation. I had no idea where this new adventure would lead, but I was ready to find out. Over the next few weeks, Anna's TikTok channel transformed into a showcase for our twin fashion experiments. We tried everything from swapping our everyday looks to recreating iconic celebrity outfits. Each video seemed to garner more attention than the last, with viewers praising our creativity and the way we challenged gender norms in fashion. One afternoon, as we were setting up for our latest shoot, Anna turned to me with a mischievous glint in her eye. "I have a crazy idea for our next video." "Uh-oh," I laughed. "Should I be worried?" She grinned, shaking her head. "No, but it might push you out of your comfort zone a bit. How would you feel about doing a full glam transformation?" I raised an eyebrow. "You mean full makeup, wig, the works? We could do a side-by-side comparison. Me in my usual glam, you transformed to look just like me. It would be the ultimate twin illusion." I hesitated, considering the idea. It was definitely a step beyond anything we'd done so far. But the more I thought about it, the more intrigued I became. "You know what? Let's do it." Anna clapped her hands excitedly. "Really? Oh, this is going to be amazing!" We spent the next few hours in her bathroom, transformed into a makeshift beauty salon. Anna worked meticulously, applying foundation, contouring my features, and carefully blending eyeshadow. As she worked, we chatted and laughed, the easy camaraderie we'd developed over the past few weeks, making the process feel natural and fun. "Okay, close your eyes," Anna instructed, as she prepared to apply false lashes. "This is always the trickiest part." I complied, feeling the gentle pressure as she carefully adhered the lashes to my eyelids. "How do you do this every day?" I marveled. "It seems like so much work." Anna chuckled. "Practice makes perfect. Besides, for me, it's like art. Makeup is just another form of self-expression." As she put the finishing touches on my makeup, I found myself reflecting on her words. This whole experience had been a journey in self-expression, pushing the boundaries of how I presented myself to the world. "All right, moment of truth," Anna announced, stepping back. "Are you ready to see?" I nodded, a flutter of anticipation in my stomach as I turned to face the mirror. The person staring back at me was simultaneously familiar and foreign. My features had been softened and enhanced, my eyes looking larger and more dramatic with the false lashes and smoky eyeshadow. A long, dark wig framed my face, styled identically to Anna's signature look. "Wow," I breathed, unable to tear my eyes away from my reflection. "Is that really me?" Anna appeared beside me in the mirror, and I was struck by how alike we looked. If I hadn't known better, I might have believed we were actually twins. "What do you think?" she asked, watching my reaction closely. I turned my head from side to side, still marveling at the transformation. "It's incredible. I can't believe how different I look." "Different, maybe, but still you," Anna said softly. "You look beautiful, Sam." Her words sent a warm rush through me. Beautiful. It wasn't a word I'd ever associated with myself before, but looking in the mirror, I could see what she meant. There was a glow about me, a confidence that seemed to radiate from within. We filmed the video, showcasing the dramatic transformation and our uncanny resemblance. As always, Anna was in her element, guiding me through poses and encouraging me to let my personality shine through. When we finished and reviewed the footage, I was struck by how natural I looked, how comfortable I seemed in this completely new presentation of myself. It was as if a hidden part of me had been waiting for this moment to emerge. "This might be our best video yet," Anna declared, her eyes shining with excitement. "The internet is going to lose its mind." She was right. When we posted the video that evening, the response was immediate and overwhelming. Comments poured in, expressing amazement at the transformation and praising both Anna's makeup skills and my willingness to embrace such a dramatic change. As I scrolled through the reactions, one comment in particular caught my eye. "This is so inspiring. As someone who's always struggled with gender expression, seeing you embrace both masculinity and femininity so confidently is amazing. Thank you for showing that it's okay to explore all facets of yourself." The words resonated deeply, bringing tears to my eyes. I'd started this journey as a favor to my sister, never imagining the impact it might have, not just on others, but on myself as well. Over the following months, our channel continued to grow, attracting a diverse and enthusiastic audience. We experimented with different styles and concepts, always pushing the boundaries of traditional fashion norms. I found myself looking forward to each new video, eager to see what new aspect of myself I might discover. One day, as we were brainstorming ideas for our next series, Anna turned to me with a serious expression. "You know, Sam, I've been thinking. Have you ever considered pursuing this more seriously? Not just as my sidekick, but as your own influencer?" I blinked in surprise. "Me? An influencer?" She nodded enthusiastically. "Why not? You've got a natural talent for this, and people love you. You could focus on gender nonconforming fashion or exploring different styles of self-expression. I think you could really make a difference." The idea was both thrilling and terrifying. I'd grown more comfortable in front of the camera, true, but the thought of striking out on my own was daunting. "I don't know, Anna. This has been fun, but it's your world, not mine." "It could be your world too," she insisted. "I've seen how much you've blossomed through all this. You're happier, more confident. Don't you want to share that with others who might be struggling with their own identity?" Her words struck a chord. I thought back to that comment on our transformation video about how inspiring it had been for someone grappling with their own gender expression. Could I really help others on their journey of self-discovery? "I'll think about it," I promised. That night, alone in my apartment, I found myself standing in front of the mirror, really studying my reflection. I thought about the person I'd been before all this started, always hiding in the background, never quite comfortable in my own skin. And I compared that to who I was now, someone who could confidently wear a dress one day and a sharp suit the next, who wasn't afraid to play with makeup or try new hairstyles. This journey with Anna had awakened something in me, a sense of freedom and self-acceptance I'd never known I was missing. And if I could help even one other person find that same freedom, well, maybe that was worth stepping out of my comfort zone for. The next morning, I called Anna. "I've made a decision," I told her. "I want to do it. I want to start my own channel." Her squeal of excitement was so loud, I had to hold the phone away from my ear. "Yes! Oh, Sam, I'm so proud of you. Don't worry, I'll help you every step of the way. We'll come up with a fantastic concept, something that really showcases your unique perspective." Over the next few weeks, we worked tirelessly to develop my brand. We settled on a channel name, Style Without Boundaries, and a concept that focused on exploring fashion as a form of self-expression, free from traditional gender constraints. The day I posted my first solo video, I was a bundle of nerves. But as I spoke to the camera, sharing my journey and my hopes for the channel, I felt a sense of rightness, as if I'd finally found my true calling. The response was beyond anything I could have imagined. Messages poured in from viewers thanking me for my openness, sharing their own stories of struggle and self-discovery. Each one reinforced that I was on the right path. As my channel grew, so did my confidence. I began collaborating with other influencers, speaking at events about gender expression in fashion, and even designing my own line of gender-neutral clothing. The scared, insecure person I'd once been seemed like a distant memory. One evening, almost a year after that first TikTok video, Anna and I were having dinner to celebrate the launch of my clothing line. As we clinked glasses, she smiled at me, her eyes shining with pride. "You know," she said, "when I asked you to be in that first video, I never imagined it would lead to all this, but I'm so glad it did. You found your calling, Sam, and you're changing lives." I felt a lump form in my throat, overwhelmed with gratitude for my sister and the journey she'd set me on. "I couldn't have done it without you," I told her. "You saw something in me that I couldn't see in myself." She reached across the table, squeezing my hand. "No, Sam, it was always there. I just helped you find it." As we continued our meal, laughing and planning future collaborations, I marveled at how much my life had changed. What had started as a simple TikTok video had blossomed into a transformative journey of self-discovery and acceptance. I thought about all the people I'd connected with, all the messages I'd received from individuals who felt seen and validated by my content. In helping others embrace their authentic selves, I'd found my own truth. The path ahead was exciting and full of possibilities. I didn't know exactly where it would lead, but I knew one thing for certain. I would face it with confidence, style, and the unwavering support of my sister. Together, we would continue to push boundaries, challenge norms, and inspire others to embrace every facet of themselves. As I raised my glass for another toast, I felt a profound sense of peace and purpose. This was more than just fashion or social media. It was about creating a world where everyone felt free to express themselves fully. And I was ready to keep fighting for that world. One video, one outfit, one person at a time. The journey that had begun with a single TikTok video had become a mission, a calling that resonated deep within my soul. Each day brought new challenges and opportunities, but I faced them with a newfound strength and self-assurance. My channel continued to grow, attracting a diverse and passionate community of followers who shared their own stories of self-discovery and transformation. I received messages from people of all ages and backgrounds, telling me how my content had given them the courage to explore their own identities and challenge societal expectations. One particularly memorable message came from a young adult who had always felt trapped by traditional gender roles. They wrote, "Watching your videos made me realize that I don't have to choose between being masculine or feminine. I can be both or neither or something entirely unique to me. You've given me the courage to start living authentically, and I can't thank you enough." Messages like these fueled my passion and reminded me of the importance of the work I was doing. It wasn't just about fashion or looking good. It was about helping people find the freedom to be their true selves. As my influence grew, I began receiving invitations to speak at conferences and events focused on gender identity, fashion, and self-expression. At first, the thought of addressing large crowds was terrifying, but I drew strength from the knowledge that my story could make a difference. I'll never forget my first major speaking engagement. As I stood backstage, heart pounding, I felt a moment of panic. What if I messed up? What if people didn't relate to my experiences? But then, I thought back to that first TikTok video, how nervous I'd been then, and how that small act of courage had led to this incredible journey. Taking a deep breath, I stepped out onto the stage. As I began to speak, sharing my story and the lessons I'd learned, I saw faces in the audience light up with recognition and understanding. People nodded, some wiped away tears, and when I finished, the applause was thunderous. Afterward, a long line of people waited to speak with me. They shared their own stories, thanked me for giving them hope, and asked for advice on their own journeys of self-discovery. As I listened and offered words of encouragement, I felt a profound sense of purpose. This was why I'd started down this path, to help others find the same freedom and self-acceptance I'd discovered. My clothing line also took off, with its emphasis on versatile, gender-neutral pieces that could be styled in multiple ways. It was thrilling to see people of all genders embracing the collection, mixing and matching pieces to express their unique identities. One day, I received a call from a major fashion magazine. They wanted to feature me in an article about trailblazers in the industry who were challenging traditional notions of gender in fashion. The photo shoot was a dream come true. I got to model both traditionally masculine and feminine looks, showcasing how fashion could be a form of self-expression beyond binary gender norms. When the magazine hit newsstands, I was overwhelmed by the response. My social media exploded with messages of support and admiration. But more importantly, I received countless messages from people saying the article had inspired them to experiment with their own style, free from societal expectations. Through it all, Anna remained my biggest supporter and collaborator. We continued to create content together, our sibling bond stronger than ever. She was always there to offer advice, boost my confidence when I doubted myself, or just share in the joy of our successes. As my platform grew, I became increasingly aware of the responsibility that came with it. I used my voice to advocate for greater inclusivity in the fashion industry, pushing for more diverse representation in ads and on runways. I partnered with organizations that supported LGBTQ+ youth, using my experiences to help others navigate their own journeys of self-discovery. There were challenges along the way, of course. Not everyone was accepting of my message or my presentation. I received my fair share of negative comments and even a few threats. But for every hateful message, there were hundreds of supportive ones. I learned to focus on the positive impact I was making and to draw strength from my community of followers and supporters. One particularly meaningful moment came when I was invited to return to my old high school as a guest speaker. Standing in the auditorium, where I'd once felt so out of place and unsure of myself, I shared my journey with a new generation of students. Seeing their engaged faces, hearing their thoughtful questions, and feeling their enthusiasm gave me hope for a more inclusive future. After the talk, a student approached me, hands shaking slightly. "I've never seen someone like me represented before," they said softly. "Hearing your story, it makes me feel like maybe I can be myself too." In that moment, I was transported back to my own adolescence, remembering how alone and confused I'd felt. To be able to offer hope and representation to someone in that same position was profoundly moving. As the years passed, my platform continued to evolve. I wrote a book about my experiences and the lessons I'd learned about self-expression and identity. I launched a podcast where I interviewed other individuals pushing boundaries in fashion, gender expression, and self-acceptance. Through it all, I never lost sight of where this journey had begun, with a simple TikTok video and a sister who believed in me. Each new accomplishment, each life touched, could be traced back to that moment of stepping out of my comfort zone and into Anna's closet. One evening, as Anna and I were having our weekly dinner catch-up, she raised her glass in a toast. "To my incredible sibling," she said, her eyes shining with pride. "Who would have thought that letting me dress you up would lead to all this?" I laughed, clinking my glass against hers. "Certainly not me, but I'm so grateful it did." "You know," Anna said thoughtfully, "I always knew you were special, Sam, but watching you blossom, seeing the impact you're having on so many lives, it's beyond anything I could have imagined. You're changing the world, one outfit at a time." Her words filled me with a warm glow of pride and gratitude. "We're changing the world," I corrected her. "I couldn't have done any of this without you." As we continued our meal, laughing and sharing stories, I felt a profound sense of contentment. The journey hadn't always been easy, but it had led me to a place of self-acceptance and purpose I'd never thought possible. I thought about all the people I'd connected with, all the lives that had been touched by my story. From that first viral video to speaking engagements, fashion lines, and advocacy work, each step had been a part of a greater journey, not just of personal growth, but of creating a more inclusive and accepting world. The path ahead was still unfolding, full of new challenges and opportunities, but I knew that whatever came next, I would face it with confidence, style, and the unwavering support of my sister and my community. As I raised my glass for another toast, I felt a deep sense of gratitude for the journey that had brought me here. What had started as a simple fashion experiment had become a lifelong mission of self-discovery and helping others. And I was ready to keep pushing forward, breaking boundaries, and inspiring others to embrace every facet of themselves. In that moment, surrounded by the love and support of my sister, I knew that the best was yet to come. The adventure that had begun with Anna's secret twin had become so much more, a testament to the power of authenticity self-expression, and the courage to be uniquely, unapologetically oneself.
Thanks for watching my girlies. Be sure to check out Patreon for more.